questions for you. So you say it's a remake, not a remaster?
Exactly. It's
Okay.
a remake in Unreal Engine 4.
Wow.
So that's why it looks so pretty.
I was gonna say it looks a lot better than what I remember from way back in the day. So, all right, well done.
Yeah, I mean, next year there's the 15-year anniversary of the original.
Oh,
so
okay. So you planned this.
It better
this
be
is
looking a
according-
bit
yeah.
better.
Okay, well done.
But yeah, it's the team is known for their very high visual quality as well, and they've done a great job of translating that very unique art style as well. It has
Yes.
this kind of mix of a little bit cartoony, but also
Still
quite
a-
realistic.
yeah, a little bit of realism in there.
Yeah, so it needs to be a little realistic as well, so that you really feel like you're destroying Earth, not just something.
Understandable. So what are some of the things that you've updated? Obviously, you've done the graphics. So what else have you guys been working on?
Well, basically, I don't know if you guys can already hear
that one's a little
the
bit delayed from that
cutscenes. All right, sorry. Yeah, so basically one of the first things is, for example, the cutscenes, which basically the original had about like 3 CGI cutscenes and then rather basic in-game cutscenes.
Well, yeah,
so we've
what you had at the
basically
time.
put a lot of effort into making the cutscenes much more elaborate. It's all motion captured. It's,
Oh, wow.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah, the whole game, everything's motion captured.
That's impressive, actually.
Can we actually hear the dialogues? I actually don't know.
It's being pushed to stream, not to us.
All right.
So they can hear it.
Okay, cool.
Funny.
They'll
Yeah.
push it here in a
Let's
sec
just
for you.
say I'm glad I'm up here and you're down there. Loathsome little planet. Now, Crypto, to ensure
So how
this
many people are
invasion
currently
runs
working on
smoothly,
this game
it is
right now?
imperative
On the game,
we
there's more than
identify
60
the
people at
dominant
Holy
the
cow.
development studio.
Well,
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
one
you
of
have
our
to
biggest
with
developers studios.
Motion cap.
Yeah, so yeah, huge team. Everybody big fans of the game, of course, and something like the motion capturing these cutscenes that's done externally. So if in total, there's obviously much more people working on this.
Yes,
but
yes.
there's even just more than 60 people just working at the developer.
okay.
And so as you can see from the characters, like in their facial movements and all this kind of stuff has been much more improved, but we kept the original dialogue, the banter between these two aliens, Crypto 137, who's like the iconic main character behind everything. He's on
every pin,
Yeah, his face is just
Poster.
plastered across E3.
Very famous.
And then Pox is basically his sidekick general, who's like the calm one who tries to keep him from just blowing everything up all the time. And then he just does it anyway.
That's fair. That's my style. So we have a couple questions. Will there be co-op or multiplayer?
No, in the first one there was no co-op back then, and we're keeping the game pretty much similar to what it
To
was.
the original?
So we're really trying to faithfully recreate the experience that people had in this first game.
Will there be any new levels? I know you say you're keeping it core to the original, but are you going to add a little of your own flair?
Yeah, we're doing both. Like we're keeping
Okay.
it very faithful, but we're also bringing back a mission that basically was planned to be in the game, and we have the rough outlines of what they planned to do back then.
Yeah.
And so we've recreated that mission, and we're basically there is one mission that you've never played before.
Well, that's really
which
neat.
is quite great, and
Yeah.
it's basically exactly according to how it was planned to be in there,
Yeah.
and was just it didn't manage to put it in.
I like that you guys are definitely staying true to the original, but kind of, updating it for today's audience, which is really nice. So you'll have that nostalgia, but you'll be like, oh, but it's so much prettier now.
Exactly. It's basically there's just so many things about the game that perfectly hold up, like the story. He's really completely an unapologetic evil alien. It's none
Fair,
of that,
yes.
none like anti-hero with a heart of gold kind of shit.
No.
He's just an evil alien who likes to burn down
Huge fan.
humanity.
Yeah.
And that just still is a very unique kind of thing. It's just a great experience to have this wacky 50s invasion story in an actual 1950s America setting, so not a post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah.
It's just a unique kind of style and all this kind of stuff, and that just holds up. So what we've actually concentrated on is just improving the kind of fluent transition between the different elements of gameplay that you have, between the different types of combat you have, like
Yes.
your weapons, your psychic abilities, so that you can use those all at the same time. Currently, you can see the telekinesis.
Huge fan.
which is one of the biggest things in the game, where you can just throw stuff around. The team is basically bit by bit adding more and more and more things that you can throw at people, and we just
Huge
try
fan.
to think of things. Okay, what do I want to throw in somebody's face? An old toilet, a cow, a chicken,
Yes.
a tire, whatever. And you can now do this simultaneously while you fly, while you shoot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All together.
So speaking of cow, can you appreciate the cow?
Sorry?
Can you appreciate the cow?
Appreciate.
That's what chat is asking. I'm not sure if that's a reference to something.
I'm not quite sure what the question means, and you have to excuse me. I'm from Austria, so English is not my first language. You want whether you can appreciate the cow?
Can you pray to the cow gods?
Can we all appreciate the cow? Oh, I think he's just asking whether we're all happy that the cows are nice.
The dislocator. Oh, I guess that was in the second one. Okay, so somebody had asked, are all the levels open world?
Yes, they are basically, the game is divided into 6 different cities.
Okay.
And once you've unlocked one city, that city in itself is open world. Compared to modern games, where you have one huge city, obviously they're a bit smaller.
Yes.
But each city is very distinct. Like this one is basically a turnip seed farm, which is a very rural, very farmland-like level, and then you've got the old Washington D.C. Basically, you've got a Santa Monica-like
nice.
level on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So every city is very distinct.
Yes.
And you've got story missions there, but also you can just go there and just burn shit down.
Huge fan. So what platforms will this be released on?
Pardon?
Which platforms will this be released on?
It will be out on PC,
Okay.
PS4, and Xbox One.
So anything about Switch? I know we're getting a lot of questions about as well.
Yeah, right now we can't really confirm Switch since it's a pretty big game and
Fair.
a very visually heavy game, and we have to see if we can make it work on the Switch as well.
But, I'm happy it's on PC, so I can't complain there.
Yeah, it's the first time actually that it is playable on PC properly.
Yes, I remember it was console only. So when will the game be released?
It will come out in 2020.
2020? Can you
And
say
we'll-
spring, fall? I don't want to get you in trouble, so if you can't say that.
Well,
Don't
let's
feel
say it
pressured.
will most likely still be warm when it comes out.
Okay,
but,
that's fair.
I mean, in LA it's always warm. But yeah.
Well, it's warmer.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, we'll see. We'll announce soon, a little bit more details about when it will come out.
Somebody had asked, are the levels bigger than the Destroy All Humans one, the first one? Are the levels bigger?
The levels are pretty similar to what it was in the original, because we're keeping the mission structures roughly the same. We're keeping the whole game roughly about the same size that it was. But as you'll already see on this level, we're basically we're
Closer-
making
closer to your mouth.
closer to your mouth.
Yes,
Okay.
there you go.
That is too loud. Basically, we're making parts of the levels explorable that in the originals were just barren.
Oh, okay.
So now there's just much more level dressing, much more little details, much more little extra tasks that you can do.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
those are also spread in parts of the cities that in the original used to be pretty empty.
Yeah.
So it'll feel a little bigger, even though in reality,
It's about the
size-wise,
same.
it's pretty much the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Somebody had asked, will you guys be going to GOG? So I assume you're going out on Steam. What other PC platforms?
We're bringing it out on just about every platform, Steam,
Okay.
Epic Games, everywhere. We're currently not participating in the fight,
Fair.
so we're just bringing it out on
Switzerland, you
whoever,
stay in neutral.
yeah, Amazon,
Where everybody
whatever
wants
is
to
your
be.
favorite platform.
Will there be any gameplay improvements from the first one? Gameplay improvements from the first one?
From the first one.
Are you doing anything? I'm
well,
taking
the-
questions from chat.
Yeah,
So,
well, basically the improvement, what has been improved in comparison to the original game
Yes.
is mainly the combat gameplay. So the psychic abilities can be used simultaneously with the weapons. You have more air time when you use the jetpack, so that it's easier to actually shoot from the air. You can throw stuff from the air, so you can pick something up, fly to the sky, throw the cow down onto the farmer who raised it, just whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Apart from that, what we're mainly looking at is, since we want to be very careful with any changes to the original,
Fair.
we're looking at the second part, looking at what they improved upon, and then identifying things that might make sense to do already in the first one. So basically the second one has a feature called Transmogrify, which allows you to create ammunition, which is just a great system. And we're looking into transporting that to the first one, simply because if they back then, you know, at the sequel decided, look, this would be better solved like this, then why shouldn't we, you know, bring that over to the first one? But in general, we're trying to stay within the vision that these games set back then.
What are you able to talk about pricing at all? About how much it'll be?
It's not going to be a complete full price title.
Okay.
But the final pricing is still to be decided.
Somewhere
but
mid-tier.
Yeah, it's not a full $70 title, but
all right.
You know,
I can do the math on that one.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys at home can as well. Let me see. Somebody had said, is there going to be any Alienware cosmetics?
Alienware cosmetics?
Yes.
Or just alien cosmetics?
Alienware cosmetics. Yes. I'm asking.
In the game?
Yes.
There's no plans yet, but we're very open for any suggestions. I mean,
reach out to us in
you
DMs.
have an alien head, we have an alien head. Everybody gets an alien
work.
head, so yeah, that's, who knows?
Will there be any pre-order bonuses or deluxe editions? Pre-order bonuses or deluxe editions?
We're very much looking into this. It's very likely that we'll at least have a few collector's editions, something for the fans, and we're gonna soon basically announce like what we can do there, what we're gonna offer there. Obviously,
cool.
he's a very great character to do any kind of merchandise, any kind of figurine. So we're very excited to work on this.
Somebody said, is the disguise system better? The Holobob?
Yes, the Holobob. Basically, we changed it a little bit because we took out the concentration feature of the original, which was basically tied to all your psychic abilities and just drained really quickly.
Okay.
And now you only have basically a kind of timer on your Holobob, which means this is what it's called in the game when you take over a human. So I can basically disguise myself as you and then run around. And as long as I'm disguised as a purely human, then other humans don't notice me. And that feature is back, of course, because it's a vital part of the game to just run around disguised as a rural farmer and
nobody will ever
idiot
suspect.
humans not seeing you.
So we talked about pricing, mid-tier range, coming out to pretty much every platform for the most part. Is there anything else you'd like to cover that I might have missed by chance?
I think what you can see currently in the video is he's a much more agile character now. So what we've also been trying to do is just give people the experience of like this really high-tech alien who's just far beyond technology-wise what humans are capable of. So he has a jetpack. He can now use this jetpack to fly and to skate. So basically, you can slide around the ground with your jetpack. You can boost around, so you have like a dodge system. And all of this is fluently integrated. You can now see him skate, basically. And that basically goes fluently into each other. You can dodge and keep skating, then fly up, dodge again. It's all